All right, we are live. Yeah, it's really, really nice to be here. And we're talking today. Hi, Christine. I'm just going to get up and close the door because it's a little noisy here. So just excuse me a second. You know, it's so apropos to be doing a talk on frustration and anger. You know, all of the things that could possibly go wrong. It's just very interesting because they do from time to time. And what do we do about it? So I got lots to share with you today. And I really want to know, you know, those of you that are watching, let me just go take a peek and see. We've got people watching. And I want to know what happens, what happens to you when things don't go your way or when someone very close to you does things that are very frustrating to you or things that, you know, you've expressed, you know, your desire for them to be different. What happens? How do you react? You know, inquiring minds want to know. So please comment in the comments below. Yeah, things don't always work out the way you plan them to. And like today, I just got home with like 8 minutes to spare to do this broadcast, and I've been gone since, it's actually 1 o'clock now. I've been gone since 8:30 at a doctor's appointment I thought was for me, but it turned out to be for Harrison. So things happen, and Christine says, I used to freak out in the past, but I've learned now just to give someone love when I'm frustrated with them. Yeah, that's really important because really everyone that's in the world with us, in our little world that's reflecting us, is reflecting back some aspect of us. You know, when you look at it like that, and there are parts of us that we may not understand, there are parts of us that we get frustrated with. So love goes a long way to creating more peace and more harmoniousness, more love, more joy. So yeah, that's really you know, an important thing. And love is really a wonderful answer. And let me just take a look over here. Oh, you didn't think of it that way. So we are going to see all the comments. Yeah, everybody is really an expression of us. So I know I'm leading a peace broadcast, and yet I find myself sometimes very frustrated, and I tend I tend to be very peaceful most of the time. And I think so many of us do. We tend to be very peaceful. We think of ourselves as generally easygoing people. But underneath that, that easygoingness, do you ever find that you get irritated at the other person? Because that's just as intense. May not seem that way when you have an outburst. And that happens to me very seldom, but it has happened to me very not frequently. It happened to me recently. And that was really quite surprising. To have an outburst, and really surprising because, you know, I think of myself as being very peaceful. And then, you know, when something happens, the timing just seems to interfere with something that I want. I'm just taking a little homeopathic pill for the sinuses. Yeah. So when that happened to me, like fairly recently, I stopped and I thought about, what does it mean when I'm so, when I'm having an outburst, it's really just the same as if I'm feeling these little irritations. So these little irritations are basically indicators for us that there's something going on that we need to look at. So the question is, are you feeling very stressed? Are you feeling angry at yourself? And are you projecting that anger onto someone else? Because I find that we're never really upset for the reasons that we think we are. And it's true, sometimes we think that we're really angry because someone has an annoying habit and we react to their annoying habit. And we want them to act in a way that we want them to act. Well, guess what? They're going to act the way they're going to act. So we need to look at what's going on inside us and how can we be more peaceful. So very often, there's so many different techniques we can use to create greater peace. But I think it's really important to look at the anger. So, for example, if you're in a job that you don't like and you're bringing that home with you, and which makes you kind of short and snippy with other people, you're doing a task you don't like, and you're bringing that anger and frustration with you, even though you don't want to. Maybe you want to look at, is there something else I could be doing here? Maybe this job is not agreeing with me. Maybe I need to do something else. It's very easy from a victim perspective to blame other people and to put the blame on them. Well, it's your fault that I'm angry because you're doing things that, I've asked you not to do. But truthfully, it's your responsibility to look at that. It's your responsibility to say, I'm frustrated because, I've been concerned about something that I really haven't told you about. I've got all this tension at work that I'm bringing home. So one of the things you can do right off the bat is take a walk. Take a walk, get out, do some exercise, go for a bicycle ride. Do something that's going to shift the way you're feeling. And when you do something active, it totally can shift your whole frame of mind. You can actually put on some music and start dancing. Because when you dance and you're listening to music, well, it's really hard to stay angry or frustrated, right? Also, if you have just a minute, just tuning in and breathing deeply, so important and inspirational. Really important to breathe deeply, because when we don't, when we are upset, when we're tense, when we're feeling a lot of stress, we breathe this very shallow breath. It's called clavicular breathing, and it just goes right up to here, to the upper part of your chest. However, when you stop for a minute and you focus on your breath, and you're breathing all the way down, it really helps to ground and center you. So that's something to think about too. The breathing is really important. Getting out and doing some exercise is important. But it's also good to look at what is really creating this stress. Am I carrying old stuff with me? Just old patterns. Is my behavior, is it reminiscent of someone I grew up with? Are you following that same pattern? That's not to say you can't break a pattern, because we can. And it is going to take some vigilance. It's going to take some work when that's the issue. Sometimes it's important to look deeper, because anger and frustration can mirror, well, the anger especially can cover up a hurt or a pain that you've experienced. And very often people that are in pain, will cover that up with anger because it's just too hurtful to experience that, whatever that was hurting you. So you cover it up with anger and you express the anger. But it's important to notice if you're feeling angry, if it's not just something that, it was just like a sudden thing that happened. And we also get irritable with our kids. We get irritable with our partner. We get irritable with people that are close to us, siblings. But what happens is we feel safe expressing this part of ourselves that needs to be healed. And very often we take that out on people we love. So wouldn't it be really nice if you did yourself a favor and you took some time today to go deep, to look inside and say, what is it that's creating this anger? So those of you who are experiencing stress, tension, anger, why don't you put a comment in the box below and let me know what's going on with you. We can take a look at it and find the appropriate way of handling it. So I'll give you a second to post, and in the meantime, go on and talk a little bit further. Sometimes, there's certain people that irritate you. I have mine. I'm sure you have yours, and very often there may be a past life issue that comes up. And that can be the reason that you're feeling that irritation toward that person. Again, I had that recently, and I've seen this with various clients that I have, when you don't know why you should like this person, but yet you have this instant antipathy for them, and you don't know why. Has that ever happened to you guys? Do you ever feel, like really irritated being around different people? And there can be reasons for that too. I mean, these people could be sapping on your energy. And there are different types of energy vampires who can be affecting you. People that are always looking and probing and for ways of putting you down. And it's very easy to get upset with them. And then, looking at your reaction, you think, well, how am I going to shift this? How can I do that? And it may be severing your relationship or backing off or, just doing what's right for you, because I think the most important thing is that you are peaceful. And if you ask in every decision, what's going to bring me the most peace? Well, then you'll make the right decision. And it may be, just stepping back from people that have that effect on you. But I think it's also important to look at why they have that effect, why they may be affecting you. You may be angry about something you're carrying from the past. And I'm going to say, you can just drop it. It's important sometimes just to let it go, because it's not about them. This is about you. It's about you feeling good. It's about you feeling peace. It's about you letting go of what is bothering you. So, yes, it's about that. Yes. So you want to look at, if I'm having a reaction here and it's keeping me from being peaceful, let's look at it. Sometimes you can just do a shift, go inside, do a meditation. That's what I did the other day. Sometimes it's a matter of just taking some deep breaths to de-stress. Sometimes we just need to de-stress. And I'll give you an example from me from this very morning. Left the house at 8:30 to go to a ophthalmologist appointment. And this was supposed to be broadcast for 11. I knew that was not going to happen. I barely made it back for this 1 o'clock broadcast. So, just going with the flow. And when the temptation to stress comes up, I step back and I just say, Spirit, please handle this for me. Because truthfully, I don't want to get stressed. I don't want to get upset, and I don't want to get angry. So, when we were in the doctor's office, and I said, you always try to do something in nature, it brings you back to simplicity and peace. I think that's wonderful. Yeah. I just said, when I was there, I said, I have a broadcast at noon. And so they said, okay, we'll try to hurry up. And of course, I did my broadcast from within the car. So we do what, we go with the flow. We go with the flow. And that really was the lesson that I wanted to convey in my meditation today with the World Peaceexperiment.com, the World Miracle Peace Experiment. I do a broadcast daily, peace broadcast for world peace. And we've been doing this since May 7th. And very, very great results from the people that are experiencing, that are participating. And from the first statistics that came back from the Middle East, the violence lowered, the level of violence lowered significantly. So, that's a really good way also of releasing any feelings of anger, any feelings of stress. Just to sit down and meditate. It's really good. But if you have recurrent feelings of anger and frustration, it's really important to look at what's going on in your life. And sometimes it's important to see someone who can help you, a professional, because sometimes we just can't see what's really going on there. When, when you're inside the jar, you can't read the label. So it's one of the things that we can do for ourselves. It's really a gift to love and nurture yourself enough to take the time to go inside to see what is it that is really going on with me, and what is it that I can do to make a shift. What is it I can do to shift my consciousness, my awareness? If I'm feeling anger or frustration, is there another way I can see this? Is there another way I can see this person? When we checked in at the ophthalmologist today, the woman, the receptionist, was didn't smile, wasn't friendly, kind of cold and professional. And the woman who took us back, very cold and professional. And, and she did the exam on Harrison, never cracked a smile. And she just, gave off the feeling that I just felt that she was really depressed. She wasn't happy. She was in a very unhappy place. And a lot of people are, a lot of times people who appear to be unhappy or angry are hurting. So what really is the response to them but love and appreciation and just, recognizing, I'll send you love. Just a smile sometimes can really make someone feel so much better. So I thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, please post them below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you have any issues with stress or tension, anxiety or anger that you'd like to look at, I'm happy to help. And I have a training coming up called New Beginnings for six very sensitive, highly sensitive, empathic women, exceptional women. So if you're interested in that, then please email me. Ooh, we've got some thunder in the background. It is intense. Lots of energy since that full moon. So much love, and I appreciate your being on the broadcast with me. I apologize that I couldn't do it at 11. We were stuck in that doctor's office, but hope you get a chance. Even if you don't watch it live, feel free to message me or to leave comments, and I will be sure to respond. So much love, and so much peace, and so much joy.